Astro Tarot Show. I am your celestial host, SironaRose, and we have so much to talk about. This reading will be from May the 31st through June the 7th. And can you believe we're at the last week of the month? I cannot. It's went by so quick, and it just feels like time is going by quicker and quicker. But and into June, that's going to be doing that as well. June is going to be a very active month because Jupiter is still there shining his light, and another planet that's really going to be impacting this movement is Mercury. Mercury will be moving very, very quickly, especially through June. He will be changing. He will be going through 3 signs. So, yeah, he's really going to activate communication. So there's going to be a lot of information coming to us, a lot of quick communication. So we're going to have to really be careful this month. There'll be a lot of different kind of information going on, and we need to really pay attention, we can't get distracted this coming up June. It's going to be very active, and there's a lot of aspects that we need to consider. And one of those is Venus. Venus will be moving into Leo on the 5th of June at 9:46 p.m. and 9:46 a.m. and that's Eastern time. She will be there until October. So yeah, that is a lengthy time, but during that time, during her stay in Leo, she will be going retrograde. And we'll talk a lot about that in just a moment. Venus in Leo is really good energy, and we'll talk more about that in just a moment. Now, Pluto will re-enter Capricorn, and then we'll have Neptune and Saturn that will station to go retrograde. So this is basically with Saturn and Neptune going retrograde, this is going to bring us inside. So we're going to be checking in internally within us to see what is going on. And also, again, like I stated, Jupiter is still going to be shining his light. We're going to have he's going to have a conjunction with the North Node, and that is that's going to be helping us to develop a higher vision into our future. Jupiter is spiritual, so this is, urging us to have a higher vision for our future. We want bigger and better, but from a higher perspective, that higher spiritual perspective. Now, first of all, I want to talk about some very powerful energy that we will be having the beginning of June. Now, before we go any further and talk about this, I did not do this in my last video, but today I am recording this on Memorial Day weekend in the United States. So I want to take a moment to remember those who gave the ultimate sacrifices for their countries. And this is not just for the United States. I want to take this, abroad. I want to take this to other places as well. It's always important to remember those who gave their life, fighting for those things that they truly believed in. So I just want to take a moment and wish you all a happy Memorial Day, and take that time to acknowledge our ancestors and acknowledge those who did give that ultimate sacrifice. Now, talking about a completion, we have on June the 3rd, we'll be having our Sagittarius full moon. That will be at 11:42 p.m. Again, this is Eastern time. All of my times will be in Eastern time zone. And this will be happening at 13 degrees of Sagittarius. And this is some really powerful energy because this full moon is going to be in alignment with what is called the Great Attractor. Now, the Great Attractor is outside of our galaxy, and it is located at around 14 degrees of Sagittarius. Now, the great attractor is considered an anomaly because it's not supposed to really, it's an oddity. So it's very different. And what it does, what the great attractor is it pulls in galaxies. It's like it attracts other galaxies and it pulls those into them. So it is said that it's actually doing that to our galaxy as well. But anyway, it is basically a giant cosmic magnet, and it sits there and it sucks all of these galaxies in, all this information. So this is just very important as we're going into that moment, because this is really providing that magnetized energy. First of all, let's talk about this full moon. When the moon is full, it is opposing the sun. Okay, it is opposite the sun. And the sun will be at 13 degrees of Gemini. So this is going to be on the axis, the Gemini Sagittarius axis. That is about learning, communication. It's about, what we think about. Gemini is about our thoughts, I think. And I want to add that this energy is connected to the Mars retrograde that we had not too long ago, because it's going to be taking place in that area that Mars just traveled during his time when he went through retrograde. And that is when Mars was retrograde. That was when we were working at reprogramming the mind. Mars represents the person, the I am, and Gemini was that mental. So when he was going backwards, this is about the so he was having to reprogram some of his thinking, those things that he thought was real and are correct, or what he thought was right. Maybe he's, now is a different point of view with that. He's changed his mind. And Sagittarius is known for freedom, but it is all about honesty and integrity as well. Sagittarius is the seeker for truth. It wants to know the truth, and it will go to any lengths to find that truth. Sagittarius wants freedom, as I said, and is willing to take that extra step and go that extra mile above and beyond in order to get beyond what is expected of them. Okay, what is expected in order to get to the bottom of what is going on. And as more and more of our top-down structures are being shown, the shadows are being lit in that facility, we're seeing more and more of that truth coming out. It wants to get to the bottom. Sagittarius wants to get to the bottom of things and find a solution. And that is what he's looking at. Sagittarius is also connected to the law. And that is it includes the man-made law, but it also is especially including the natural law. So again, we're having a lot of natural law influenced in this. Full moons are about closures and completions. They shine the light on what has been hidden. And this energy, with the moon in Sagittarius and the sun in Gemini, this energy is going to help us open up our perspective to see things clearer. Again, it's shining the light on those things that we're working against our freedoms. We're working against the truth, those sort of things. The sun helps us by showing us that we have more choices than we thought we had. Gemini is, it represents two people. So it's not just one way. There's other decisions there. There's other options or choices that we have. And this could be in an unexpected way. Not necessarily in the way that we thought it would work out or we thought it would be there. It would be options in ways that we didn't quite expect. Gemini is the mind, so it's about what you think, and it's about, our thoughts. And Sagittarius Sagittarius wants us to open our minds and wants us to not have those biases and to be able to understand another person's point of view or different opinions. That's something that I'm seeing a lot of. It's like, it's okay to have different opinions. Some people, they freak out when you have a different opinion than they have. And, you know, honestly, it's okay to have different opinions. And it's okay to have different points of view. So that's just a part of the diversity that we have. And, you know, Sagittarius urges us to enjoy the journey. You know, the destination is just the icing on a cake. It is the journey that we really need to enjoy, the unfoldment, the experiencing of life. And that is what we're here to do. Remember, we're spiritual beings having a human experience, and this human experience is this world, and we're here to, you know, fully embrace that. Now, the last full moon was in Scorpio, which was influenced by the energy of the South Node, you know, our past, what we're leaving behind. And that's, the South Node is in Scorpio as well, if you did not understand that. Scorpio represents secrets and betrayals. It represents that's deep hidden, especially when it's about money and like big money and financial institutions, things like that, stock markets, those kind of big banking institutions. And with this full moon, it's going to get to the bottom of what's going on. And we see what's happening in the banking system, what's going on right now. And, you know, this moon is going to go above and beyond to find out what the toxicity is, what is making it toxic, what is making it not be healthy and good for all. So we could see some more information coming out about that. Uranus is involved here, and Uranus is always that shocking kind of energy. And he is considered the higher frequency of Mercury. So Uranus is in Taurus, which is connecting us to the earth. And Mercury is also in Taurus. So we could see some sudden or shocking news that could come through about it. And this could be connected to banking. It could be connected to money. It could be connected to the land, such as our food and agriculture. This could also, you know, with Taurus, it's earth. So this could say, you know, we could see, you know, this could influence earthquakes, volcanoes, those kind of things. That's the shaking. That's the shaking that Uranus does in Taurus. And especially when we're having all of this interaction, you know, that interaction that ignites Uranus. You know, he's like, oh, wonderful. Now I can, you know, got some energy to work with. So this is also about food production. We could find some stuff about food production as well. Now, I want to say this is shocking news and sudden, but this could also mean some bright ideas or new ideas that could be developed that go along with food production and banking and that sort of thing. All the things that I covered there, that could be some new ideas, some aha moments. We could also see some new currency, especially like digital currency that's coming. And you know, we want to look at more of the decentralized digital currency, because remember, we're moving away from Capricorn. We're moving away from that top-down control and that more of a controlled, more of a militant controlled environment. So we want to look at those decentralized currencies. You know, Capricorn is, you know, again, that is top-down authority, and as we are moving into Aquarius, that is shifting the power to the people. So, you know, that's what we're looking at. Uranus and Mercury will have a conjunction on June the 4th. And this is actually, remember, before Mercury went retrograde, he almost made it to Uranus and he had to go back. He's like, wait a minute, I missed something. I'm not ready for this bright idea. I'm not ready for this jolt, this suddenness. I need to go back. There's something that I'm missing. So June 4th, that is when they meet up, and this is really again, there could be some shocking or surprising energy. You know, Uranus is about truth as well, and he wants the truth, and he's going to break apart that is not real. And you know, he is the clarity that is piercing. He's not going to hold back. This is no holds barred with him. So this could be some information that could also change your beliefs and what you thought to be true and what you thought was real. You know, this is going to be bringing a clarity, and it's not one of them things. It's not going to consider your feelings. It's not going to consider that part. It's showing you what must be done. It's showing you what must seen and what is going on. Now, if we're having that going on, and now I want to talk about this great attractor, because this is some important energy. You know, this is in alignment with this full moon. And as this full moon is shining up these shadows, and, you know, we're having this piercing clarity, and we're seeing all this, we have this, this important alignment of, you know, the great attractor that is this anomaly that lies outside of our galaxy. And what it does is it sucks other galaxies within this. So it is a portal of sorts, okay? And when it sucks in galaxies, it brings those galaxies to it. So it's this big magnet that is pulling these energetic bodies, these galaxies, toward it. And this big cosmic magnet is right in, like I said, right in line with our full moon. Now also, we have Neptune at 27 degrees of Pisces, okay? And that is those dreams and following that spirituality and that sort of thing. And it is squaring the galactic center, which rests at 27 degrees of Sagittarius. So this is super sensitive energy. This is very sensitive energy. This is psychic, it's intuitive. It is going to be, this lineup can actually trigger those. Your intuition could be stronger, your psychic, all the clairs, clairaudient, clairsentient, all of the clairs will be turned on. So that's some time of increased psychic intuitive energy. Also, we could be having dreams in our dream world. We could be getting a lot of messages through those. Please, I urge you, even if you're having visions or what have you, you're having these psychic hits, I urge you to keep a journal. That always helps. I mean, there's a lot of times we're giving messages, we're given these signs, and we don't really understand them at the time, but when we go back, we can see an unfolding. So it teaches us how to look at them and see that unfolding. Neptune in Pisces is very divine energy, and it wants us to connect spiritually. And so this is going to be heightened. You could, you know, this could be a time that you're really wanting to connect to God, to divine, you know, whatever you want to call that. It is also a time that you could be opening up to intuition. If you're new to this could be feeling very overwhelming for you. I urge you that when you start to do that, to get outside. You may even feel like you're losing your mind sometimes. Get outside and ground, go walk in nature, go walk in a park. You need to get your feet on the ground and connect with nature. The energy of the great connector, I'm sorry, the great attractor, and I guess we could say connector, right? Is pulling all of these galaxies in and connecting them together. So, the great attractor is also known for bending time. And with the initiation that we had when Mars, when we had the new moon in Taurus, we had Jupiter moving in Taurus, we had the new moon in Taurus, and then we had Mars going, moving into Leo right after that. That was an initiation through our heart chakra. So this is activating, with all of this. This could be activating this initiation type of energy. It could be really highlighting, or it is like, for example, when Mars moved into Leo, it was like the heart chakra activating and lighting up, and then all of your other chakras just zoom. And through that, this is going to, it can be an awakening of sort, Uranus is the great awakener, so it could be awakening us. And this does help us expand to what we are really capable of. We're not just dumb humans. We're very bright. We're very smart. We have more capabilities than we know. And another energy shift I want to talk about before I run out of time is Venus moving into Leo. Not too long ago, we can remember that Mars moved through Leo, and then on May the 20th, that is when he moved into Leo. So he went out of his detriment and into empowerment. This brought great empowerment to our divine masculine. That gives him the energy to stand up for himself. So, stand up for his values and what he feels is right, and stand up for his own sovereignty. So now our divine feminine is moving in. She will enter Leo on June the 5th at 9:46 a.m. And she will be there until October the 10th of this year. She will be going retrograde on July the 22nd of 2023. And again, we are met with the energy of reprogramming, reprioritizing, reconsidering. She's going to be looking at where she has been giving her energy to, and she's going to be seeing if it's been from her detriment, if it's causing a weakness, or if it's causing her strength. She's ready to evolve. She's ready to go forward. So she's having to go back and look and say, wait a minute, where am I giving, or what am I giving my energy to? She will retrograde at 28 degrees of Leo, which is one of those critical energies there, right? And she will go all the way back to 12 degrees. So beginning June the 19th, we will enter her shadow. That is when she will be at 12 degrees Leo. So it could be that time that something could be brought up to you that you will need to deal with. And it may be something that you will not like. This is going to regard our passionate love relationships, those kind of things, not work relationships. This is going to go into more of personal relationships. When Venus is in Leo, they will work together to warm our hearts, and they urge us to connect. They urge us to connect with those people that are in harmony with us. And the reach out, and this is very friendly and social energy, and it's really connected to our heart chakras. They want you to go out there and make those heart connections. And retrograde, she will be going back and looking back and say, wait a minute, what is love? What is love? And these relationships and these situations that I'm giving my energy to, are they good for me? We have to approach this with compassion, because this is very loving energy, and this is something that we have to deal with compassionately. Now, I do want to add, because when we have compassion in Venus and Leo, that is passion. So, of course, there could be some drama during that time. We would have to deal with some drama in our relationships. There could be some breakups. There could be some, you know, maybe something that flares up that needs to flare, you know, needs to be cleared out. This is something that you need to deal with, you need to face. So this flare up will make you do that. She will go retrograde on the 22nd of July at 9:33 p.m. Eastern Time. And this is the same day that the sun moves into Leo. And he will do so at 9:50 p.m. Eastern Time. So later on the month, later in the month, on June the 21st, the sun will be moving into the sign of Cancer, and we will have midsummer. So then Mercury will follow the sun by moving into Cancer on June the 26th. So this is definitely going to take the energy, change the energy, one from moving fast to one of checking in and going inside. Cancer helps us to be receptive, and it supports our energy. So like I said, the month of June will go very quick. There's going to be a lot of communication, a lot of information coming at us. Saturn is also going to be trining Jupiter, and this is going to be really good energy because it's going to bring a little bit more structure. I'm getting close to the end of my time, and I will make another video that'll go into more of what I want to talk about. It is on the 11th when Pluto will move back into the sign of Capricorn, and he's going to finish his job with the top-down authority. This is going to really be connecting us to 2020 energy. And that year we were deeply challenged, and that's going to be tapping us back there. So when he moves back to Aquarius, we're really going to have a new level of personal empowerment. Saturn will be going retrograde at 7 degrees of Pisces from June the 17th through November the 3rd. So this is, again, this could be some kind of losses that we encounter. Saturn represents our maturity, and it's how we mature through life. So anything that's causing some restraints in our life, will be looking at that. By the 31st, Neptune, that is when he will go retrograde at 27 degrees of Pisces. So we'll have more endings there. And Mercury will move into Gemini on June the 11th, and he'll be there until the 26th of June, and then he will enter into the zodiac sign of Cancer. And this is common. This is very common with a Mercury. After a Mercury retrograde, he moves kind of quick. So he's got to play catch up. So then, like I stated, he will be catching up with the sun. So I am going to end for here. I will do a more in-depth one on a different recording. You know, I want to say that there's a lot of connections with time here. Saturn is, you know, trining Jupiter, and he is connected with Kronos. So we're getting a lot of chronology and linear time kind of thing. So, you know, this could be a time where things are going by so quick you may lose time. It's a time of overwhelmment. You could also have some psychic overload. I will urge you to make sure you're taking the time to slow down, read between those lines, because again, a lot of this fast information is going to try to distract you from the truth, and you really need to be aware of that. Saturn is really urging us to find those truth and to look at natural law and to look at that law and justice aspect too. Saturn is not quite like Libra as in balancing, but Saturn is more at seeking the truth and going beyond of what he needs to do in order to find out what has been hidden and what is we should know. So again, this is going to be a fast month. Make sure you stop and smell the roses. Enjoy the month of June. It is a beautiful month. And, you know, life is round and abundant here in North America, Northern Hemisphere indeed. So, all right, guys, that is it. Please stay tuned for the tarot part, for the divination part of the show. I can't wait to see what the cards have to tell us about this energy. I'll see you all in a few moments.